Shane stood on the street corner in front of T&T Towing. Across from him was an Applebee's. To the left, a coffee shop. Down the street to the right was El Salvatore's Cantina. Without a word or a second glance, Shane and Birch walked east toward the smell of jalapenos and grilled meat. I heard they found an empty pill bottle in Kevin's truck. I know a lot of guys on the rig end up in the gutter, but I wouldn't have pegged Kevin as one of them. I know he had shit going on, but it doesn't make sense. Just a matter of time before we all end up like him. The job sucked, but Shane would never let it get the better of him. During my 2-year tour of Iraq, we only lost 2 guys in our unit. 2 years on this goddamn rig and 4 men have died. Remember that kid, Rick, who got sliced in half by the steel cable? I never saw that much friendly blood in the desert. The kid didn't follow procedure. Bastards just threw him at the job. Not a lick of training. The uniform of miniskirts and low-cut tops gave the place a Hooters feel, but families with babies and children doodling on kids' menus suggested different. From a corner booth, Shane moved 2 dirty mugs to a neighboring table. Birch slid under the cushion. I'm not going back to the oil field. Shane slid across from him. You're kidding, right? This job's not meant for a family man. I'm gonna go home, hug my wife, and play Xbox all night long with Matt. Never dawned on you until now to play Xbox all night with your son? But your coworker dies and you're suddenly father and husband of the year? It's natural when someone you know dies to assess your own life. What happened to Kevin doesn't make me question my own life. Maybe it should. A waitress approached. She had cropped black hair, a modern-day Audrey Hepburn look. One of the straps of her red bra hung rebelliously off her shoulder.
Howdy, boys. I'm Lizzie. Can I start you guys off with a couple beers?
Bud. Modelo Negra. Lizzie hurried off. Bud? Broaden your horizons. Mexican beer when at a Mexican establishment. You drink your foreign piss. I'll stick with the king of beers. Fine. Stick with your watered-down cheap beer. Leave the real beer for the men. Birch flexed his scrawny arm. Lizzie started back their way. I'll show you who the pussy is. She set the frothy mugs down. Shane gave her a lazy smile and a wink.
You guys set to order?
Nachos. And your phone number.
If I was that kind of girl, I'd love to.
Her face flushed, playing coy, as if she hadn't been fucked upside down and inside out before. We'll just take the nachos, Birch said. Shane folded his arms against his chest and leaned back. You're definitely that kind of girl. With a strained smile, Lizzie scribbled in her notepad, ripped a page off, and slid it across the table to Shane. When she strode away, Shane glanced at the note where a phone number was written in cursive, girly print, along with a smiley face. You won't be happy till you screw things up with Amy, will you? I'm just fucking around. I got no intentions of calling that skank. Stop punishing yourself for Vicky's death and let it go. Jesus, dude. What backwoods road did you take to get there? You think you don't deserve happiness, so you're always trying to fuck up everything good in your life. So stick the number in your pocket, let Amy find it in the dirty laundry, then she'll dump your sorry ass. All because of the self-destructive guilt you inflict upon your life because of the accident. You want a quarter for that Freudian bullshit? He slid the paper across the table. Stick your psychoanalysis in her. Wrapped in a ceremonial green cloak speckled with pearls, Atticus stood outside Eagle Hall, adjusting the gold cinch around his waist. The pillar candles at the hall's threshold bewitched him. For 17 years he had lived, studied, and trained, learning the sacred ways and rites of the paladins under the Order of Abel. He had yearned for the day he would be recognized as an honorable selector, a prestigious knight of the order. But this day was always meant to be shared with his twin chosen warrior, Rorn. Without him, it was nothing more than a depressing reminder of his loss. Atticus took a deep breath, his posture straight and rigid. He would do the order proud. There was no other option. If the prophesied beast came, as Elder Kai claimed it would, then it would perish at the end of his blade. And because he had been adequately trained by the wisest of the elders, Atticus knew he possessed the strength, might, heart, and soul of a warrior, more than capable of slaying any evil that dared present itself to this world. He was, after all, the best of the best of the best. The self-indulgent jest hardly brought a smile to his face this time. Lucid or drunk, Elder Kai believed he was ready to face any challenge. But what of the dark trinity that he'd spoken about yesterday? Elder Kai claimed Rorn had spoken in depth with this mysterious spirit that spoke of the future and doom, and courses of action that had to be taken now in present day. But was it all a figment of Elder Kai's imagination, concocted by the gypsy's potent brandy? A band of junior cadets equipped with wooden swords battled ferociously, chasing after imaginary wargs. Atticus's focus drew to two boys lunging at each other and laughing with each cross of their weapons. Their images faded, replaced by young Atticus and Rorn. Over a decade ago, they had slain their share of wargs, griffins, and their archenemy, Snarlith the Bad. From behind, the wind carried the sweet, tangy scent of Elder Kai's favorite cordial. The elder laid hands on Atticus's shoulders.
You have worked diligently and are worthy of this honor. Yet you let the troubles of the recent past still burden you.
Atticus turned to face his mentor. I will do what is asked of me, but I cannot help but feel that this honor does not belong to me anymore without Rorn. We should be here together.
Rorn is dead. You are not. He took his life for a greater purpose, so do not squander yours and make his sacrifice in vain.
All in the compound mourn the loss of the other twin, while I mourn the loss of a friend.
The angels are like the fates. They weave our destinies at the spur of the moment. Never forget we are but specks in this universe, and the lightest of winds can alter our lives monumentally. Those are Rorn's own words, written in his journal.
He'll be condemned to purgatory, won't he?
I am but a simple man, and I cannot presume to know what happens to any of us after we lose the struggle with this mortal coil.
He gestured to the band of warriors fighting to banish the phantom wolves.
You possess the same heart and spirit as they, but the days of fighting imaginary foes are no more for you.
Will you tell me more about the Dark Trinity who had spoken to Rorn? Is it a nefarious spirit that corrupted my brother? From a golden flask hung around his neck, Elder Kai gulped and wiped his lips with the back of his hand. He wrapped his arm around Atticus and ushered him down the stone walkway.
We should not speak of that matter right now, my boy. Come, for tonight is a time for joy and celebration.
He winked.
And tonight, we will consume a great deal of brandy. We must delay no longer.
brass sconces mounted high on the 4-story wall. His mentor walked him toward the stairs leading to the altar carved from red rock. With a nod, Elder Kai disappeared into the crowd, shaking hands with other current and yet-to-be knights. Prefect Warren Caldrick, the towering elder with bronze skin, pulled him into a firm hug.
Blessings, Sir Atticus. We do hope that you are prepared for the honors that are to be bestowed upon you.
Atticus clamped straight arms to his side. He bent at the hip, gliding his hands along his thighs. Prefect Caldrick handed him a package wrapped in brown paper. Inside was a velvet green pouch inscribed with his name in gold cursive font. A prayer satchel. Atticus thanked him with a smile and nod.
Thank you. We gather not only for festive foods, nor the finest gypsy brandy, nor the splendid decor, but to pay our respects to the fallen champion, Rowan Emanuelin. May his soul delight the angels. May he forever watch over us from atop the oldest mountains of Pearl, where the kingdom of heaven awaits us all.
Prefect Caldrick lifted a hand.
We do not gather here solely to mourn the loss of Roar. The Order of Abel strikes forward against this dark hour to bring forth another shining light. I hereby bestow a great honor upon the surviving twin, Cadet Atticus. Congratulations. I now declare you Selector Atticus, Knight of the Order of Abel, and bless thee. Come up here, Selector. Assume your honorary position beside me. Atticus. Son.
Heading south on I-45, Isaac sped toward a restaurant called Roxy's, the location where Galmoria had said he could find the beloved. Approaching the counter, scrunching his nose at the pine-scented car fresheners, a grossly inaccurate attempt at the fragrance of nature, he slid his wallet from the breast pocket of his dress shirt.
I'm going to pump $60 worth of gas, and you're going to charge me $2.02.
His yellow eyes fixed upon the long-haired clerk.
$2.02.
Isaac handed the cash to the clerk while giving him a curt nod.
You have a nice day, sir.
Diseased mortal, my day is of no concern to you. Upon finding the beloved, I shall leave this forsaken place and never return.
This land, known as Texas, was as tormenting as his desert planet homeworld with 2 suns. His mind recalled a lush jungle inhabited by many anthropomorphic beings, but none as mighty as himself, the sole Geminus, king of the beasts. 2 teenage cubs approached. One put a hand on Isaac's shoulder. Hey dog, got a smoke? He brushed the paw from his silk shirt.
You would do well to keep your germ-ridden paws to yourself.
Isaac waved the bothersome cubs away. The human teenage offspring were most irritating. Isaac would have killed them and gnawed on their bones if he didn't have a mission for Galmoria.
Perhaps, after my quest for Mother is fulfilled, I will ruin this land of Texas before departing.
Across the 2-lane highway, a hag in a nightgown and slippers entered the Fiesta Mart. Her body reeked from foul odor.
Disgusting peasants.
With morbid fascination, Isaac watched as the crone passed a younger female, less than 3 decades old. A wisp of delicious musk straddled the warm summer breeze. A new pungent aroma replaced the old hag's stench. A whelp. Her pudgy arms gripped 2 sacks of groceries. A rose-colored blouse clung to her stocky frame, barely concealing her potbelly. Cotton black shorts reached just past her knees. Short coffee-colored hair lay matted against her head. A white light flashed in Isaac's eyes. Every muscle in his body stiffened. Paralyzed and blinded, Isaac threw back his head and released a guttural scream. A fierce shriek conveying both laughter and immense joy. What the hell, man? One of the cubs fled toward a side street. Mouth gaped, complexion pale, his friend chased after him. The familiar scent of a female Geminus electrified his senses. After centuries of waiting, he had finally found his twin. And nothing would stand in his way of fusing with her.